Good afternoon and welcome to the United Stands. I'm Mark Goldbridge and I sound like I'm constipated, but I'm actually trying to sound excited to you because inside I am excited, very excited about this game today. Look, I don't want to hear nonsense about it's only Burnley. Burnley have lost one game in the last 7 games in the Premier League. 7 games in the Premier League and they've only lost 1. And they are very close to safety and they are playing for their lives. Burnley are not a bad side. They will come and give us more of a game than Sheffield United did, and they gave us a game. So this is very, very far from being a straightforward win for Manchester United today. Very, very far indeed. So look, we're going to have to turn up. We're going to have to put a performance in. And look, there's been a lot of moaning about the team. I think there's a lot of moaning in general around Manchester United at the moment. I think we see it all the bloody time. And I think that, you know, I said this the other day. I said it on Thursday morning. You either back this team or you don't. Go out and play in the park. Make sure if you're playing in the park, you're not over 21. You might get locked up. But my point is, look, if you don't want to support Manchester United, it's Saturday afternoon. There's plenty of things you can do. If you do want to support United, get behind the bloody team. I want Ahmad to play. I want McTominay to play. I want Mount to play. I want Margot Robbie to marry me. I want a Porsche on the drive. I don't want to go to work on Monday. Yeah, they're always going to have something you've got to moan about. And the point is, I don't really have a problem with that team with Ten Hag because if Anthony plays crap again, Ahmad will come on. And I'll tell you this for free. I would have started Ahmad, but I ain't moaning about it. At the end of the day, he didn't play like Messi against Sheffield United and he didn't play like Ronaldo against Coventry. He came on and didn't really do a lot. So if he wants to take Anthony's shirt, he's got to do more. And I think what Ten Hag is saying to him is, if you want that shirt, you've got to do more than come on and do okay. And his development of youth has been very, very good. The way he's developed Mainu, the way he's developed Garnacho, the way Camboila's come in, I think that I've got total faith in Ten Hag. I think Ahmad just needs to do a little bit more. He just needs to do a little bit more to establish himself in that team. But he will come on today because there is no Marcus Rashford. No Marcus Rashford in the squad at all. Let's just go through that start. Well, the starting lineup's very, very easy. There's no two questions about that. The Marcus Rashford injury, whether he'd have been on the bench, whether he would have started if he'd have been fit, I don't know. The bench has got Biinda, Amas, Jackson, Ahmad, Amrabat, Forson, McTominay, Mount and Wheatley on it. So there is not a lot on there, to be honest. And there is certainly no Marcus Rashford on it. Ahmad will 100% be coming on in this game. Whether we're winning 3-0 or we're losing or we're drawing, Ahmad will come on at some point around 60 minutes. So that's going to happen. That's 100% going to happen. I think we'll see Scott McTominay and Mason Mount probably coming on as well. So I'm not really that fussed about team selections. I'm more interested in winning. I think winning is the most important thing today. Newcastle are playing Sheffield United. They'll probably beat them quite comfortably like we should have done on Wednesday, and then they're breathing down our neck again. So we need to keep that 3 points advantage in our hand. I think that Eriksen playing gives us a bit of control on the ball, but we're going to have to work ridiculously hard in the midfield. I think with Garnacho on the left, it gives us a better balance with Delo at left back. We've been playing quite well in relation to scoring goals since Christmas. Ten Hag's right, but we've also been giving a lot of chances up as well. So I think that if we can get hold of the ball and get in front, and that's always the problem for United. I've been saying this for a long time. You need to score first. We have to score first. If we don't score first, we always seem to have a mountain to climb. So scoring first is going to be important. But I will say this. I don't want to hear it's only Burnley. As I said, they've only lost 1 out of their last 7 Premier League games. They should have beat Chelsea with 10 men. And I know Chelsea are crap, but they should have beat Chelsea with 10 men. We didn't beat Chelsea, did we? We should have done, but they will come and give us a game, and I think it's going to be a very, very challenging game for Manchester United, and one that we have to win. A couple of super chats coming in. Sultan says, like Anthony is doing anything to keep his spot. No Premier League goals, by the way. Look, Sultan, there are things to get your knickers in a twist about, and there are things just to go, I don't disagree with that, but let's go and win the game. That's my point. Yes, I would start Ahmad, but he ain't bowling, he ain't bowling balls over, is he? Skittles, he didn't do much on Wednesday, and he didn't do much at Wembley. And I just think this whole player FC thing needs to stop. He's picked Anthony. I would have picked Ahmad, but there ain't much between them. There isn't. There's just one's a more fashionable name at the moment. Ahmad's the one. Ahmad's the hope. I've heard this so many times over the last 10 years as well. A player that doesn't get picked is suddenly the star of the team. You put Ahmad in that team, does he make any difference today? Maybe. Probably not, though. Like, Ahmad hasn't actually done anything other than score a goal against Liverpool and put a couple of tackles in. I'm all for him starting, and I would start him. But let's not pretend like he's bloody prime Ronaldo. He's not. He's got to do more. It's not like he hasn't had half an hour in the last 2 games. He has got to do a little bit more. And when he comes on today, which he will do, he's got to do more. And if he does more, then the demand to start him will grow. Now is the time for Ahmad. Rashford's missed the last 2 games. He's got to grab these half an hours that he's getting. And Rashford's going to be back soon. And Rashford probably will go straight back into that team because he's the star of the team, isn't he? He's Ten Hag's big star. So Ahmad needs to... the time is now for Ahmad. He's got to grab these opportunities. And on the other hand, why have we given up on Anthony? Why are we... Why as a fan base do we have favourites? Why as a fan base have we given up on players? I haven't given up on Rashford. I didn't give up on Maguire. You know, I don't necessarily think they were good enough. But I was saying this on Twitter earlier. Think about 2 or 3 players that you don't like. And what's the end game? Are you selling them? Are you just hating on them? You know, do you just not like them? What is your end game? Because when I look at Marcus Rashford, I just want him to come back and score goals for Man United, and then we'll be a better team. I don't actually think I want him to be dropped forever. I know we're not going to sell him. I know he will be here next year. So the end game is that hopefully at some point he just switches on that light switch and starts scoring goals, and then we'll start winning games and we'll get more points and we'll go higher up the league. The same with Anthony. I'm not thinking about selling Anthony in the summer. I'm not thinking about dropping him and never playing him again. I'd love him to score a hat-trick today. Like, for me, the moaning is because I'm frustrated and I want these players to do better. I'm not moaning because I've got player FC stuck up my arse going, oh, come on, it's got to be Ahmad. I need Ahmad in the team, or Mount Magic. I just want... If Eriksen plays well today, I'll give him man of the match. Simple as that. Kev from the United Stand told us to say USA is a joke to Mark, says Mr. I know. I've played the game. I know what's going on. I would like someone to ask Ten Hag why Mount is not selected, says Robert. It just seems that he has no idea how to use it. Mate, Robert, I think in relation to the Mount thing, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong here. Surely you're all going to agree with me here. The reason Mason Mount isn't starting is just because he's come back from an injury. I would have loved to see Mason Mount start. And I think Mason Mount would have started ahead of Eriksen, 100%. But he's clearly just not fully fit yet. And yeah, I think that's where we're at with that. Would you ever do a watch along in the studio, says Jake? I mean, I would, but I've got to be honest. This is like playing at Wembley for me. Old Trafford, not Wembley. The studio would be Wembley. Fantastic stadium, but it doesn't feel like home. I just feel comfortable here. It's like when we're doing the Euros watch-alongs, we're going to do some from the pub, but from the Goldbridge Arms. But you know what? I don't think it'll be long before I want to be back doing this sort of thing. Eriksen's slow and stiff, says Jill. Oh, dear. Hi, Mark. An idiot replied to your comment on Maguire's Instagram calling you a hypocrite because you gave him praise. I think he's an idiot, got calling you that, in my opinion. Thoughts? Rune, I didn't read the reply, but if a player plays well for... clip me up on this. I'll never get clipped on this. But so basically, Maguire plays well. I'm on Instagram. He put a post out and I replied and said superb today. And therefore, I get a reply of abuse because in the past I've said he wasn't very good and I'm a hypocrite. No, I just don't live with the gender or hate. I didn't think Maguire was very good 18 months ago. I wanted him to leave. He's played really well the last few games, so I'll give him praise. I'd rather be me than that person. Let's put it that way. I'd rather be somebody that is not so stubborn up their own arse that when a player plays well for Man United, I'll give them praise. I've given McTominay man of the match this season. Like, I don't care. If McTominay comes on and wins the game and puts an Instagram post on, I'll reply and say well done, apart from the fact that he's got me blocked, so I can't. But that is what... Surely that's the sweet spot here. I mean, I know there's a lot of frustration around certain players at the moment. Anthony, Rashford, Bruno had it for a few weeks, but was brilliant on Wednesday. I get that. But is it frustration or is it toxicity? Because for me, it's frustration. I said it on Twitter today. If Marcus Rashford started today and scored a hat-trick, I'd bloody love it because we've won the game. And he's got confidence. It's not going to happen because he's not even in the squad. But some people would go, ha ha, he sat you down. He sat you down. All the abuse you've been giving him, he sat you down. Oh yeah, I'm really sat down. I'm really sat here devastated that a player has scored a hat-trick for Man United and we've won the game. I'm gutted. I'm absolutely gutted. No. Saturday night, dance, I like the way you move. I'm absolutely ecstatic. I just want Man United to win. My frustration is that the fact that we're not where we are and the players are not delivering. But only they can change that. They will get the support, like Harry Maguire, like Bruno Fernandes on Wednesday night. They will get the support in bucket loads when they deliver in a Man United shirt. And if people aren't telling them that and they don't understand that, it's a shame. It's a real shame. By the way, oh yeah, I'll tell you a little bit later because it depends on the score. We've got quite a good video coming for you in the next sort of few hours. Rune says, I'm looking out for you. It's not fair on you because you always talk sense and people seem to take it the wrong way. Jealous, bitter, sad, angry. It's the world, mate. Afternoon, Mark. You look beautiful today, says Harrison. Thank you, Mark, in the United Stand. Got me through the loss of my mum and some hard times, says the alien. Hope you're doing well, mate. Absolute legend. And thanks for being a member for 49 months. So, we've got the Man United team on there. Remember that you can download the OneFootball app for free by scanning the QR code or going through the link in the description. There's a lot of 3 o'clock games today. It's free to download through Apple and Android. Big shout out to OneFootball. I'm about to start the stats carousel as it goes round. You can see that Burnley team. Not a team I know loads about, if I'm being completely honest. Liverpool have drawn 2-0. Ned Stark FC. I tell you what, say what you like about Ten Hag, but we absolutely rattled Liverpool, haven't we? I mean, their season is just. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Burnley, they're lining up like this: Muric, Assignon, O'Shea, Estev, De Silva, Foster, Sanderberg, Cullen, Larson, Odegaard and Fofana. They are capable of getting something here today, and they do play expansive football, so they could give us a bit of a game today. That reminds me as well, let me just pause this. Hey up, me duck. We are not top of the league. I said we are not top of the league. We are sponsored by Manscaped today on the show. You can get 20% off your order and free worldwide shipping by using the code TUS. If you don't know what Manscaped is by now, you're an absolute prat. Trim the grass to make the yard look bigger with the lawnmower. It works best downstairs. That doesn't mean downstairs in your house. Don't walk around. Definitely don't walk around downstairs with the Manscaped, especially if you've got the in-laws round or your parents. They'll never come round again. But look, it's got a light on it. It's very, very, very good quality grip in your hand. It's for down there. It's for trimming the grass down there to make the yard look bigger. Fantastic bit of kit, the lawnmower. You can get that delivered to your door with 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code TUS. They've also got a multitude of other products. I'm freshly used these two, actually. This is the beard trimmer. It's got 11 different lengths on it. And this is the Handyman, where it will clean shave you, but I just use it for the neck, around there, around the chin. But you can take it all off if you want to. But I use the beard trimmer on a 0.5 to give a little bit of stubble, and then I tidy it up with the Handyman. They've also got the Weed Whacker, which goes up the nose, which I can demonstrate. Oh, God. All fantastic products. Get one, get two, get them all. Delivered to your door, 20% off, TUS, links in the description, or you can scan that QR code next to me as it goes round. Big shout out to Manscaped, fantastic products. V says, we need to trim our squad to make United bigger. Very good, very good. Callum Bird, thank you very much for your super chat. We need to script. I've done that from V. Paddy, thank you very much for your super chat. Saturday night tune, Marky boy. Wigfield says Big Steve. It certainly is. I want to go. Well, I'm on That's Football tonight, actually. So Saturday night, red wine and a bit of good chat, hopefully, with maybe some of you. Chelsea, Aston Villa, or Aston Villa, Chelsea at 8 o'clock. I'm doing on That's Football. So there we go. Why did you stop the calling shows and will they come back, says Fred? I never did the call-in shows, Fred, so not to do with me. There was somebody, I got sent a tweet today that apparently I can't remember the context, but because the United Stand followed or liked something, it meant I did. I have a Twitter account called @MarkGoldbridge. That's all I tweet off. I haven't been near the United Stand Twitter account in about 7 years. It is obviously it's part of the United Stand, but if the United Stand tweets something or likes something or reply to something, it ain't me, bruv. It ain't me. So just, I think most of you know that, but again, people on Twitter or X genuinely think I'm running the lot, and I'm certainly not. Thank you very much. The old school Skype shows were very... Who remembers... Oh, what was it called? Snapchat. Didn't we do a Snapchat live once and someone got their fella out? We could have covered it up as being sponsored by Manscaped at that time, before and after, but yeah, we had to stop it. When are we going to get an Eric Ten Hag interview, says V? Oh, I don't think he'll do it with that. Does your wife call you Mark or your real name, says Night Sketch? She won't call me Mark. Bruno Hat-trick incoming, says A. Do you still watch F1? No, Isaac, I don't. Love to see you streaming, says William. And Marcus says, you brought me back my football love and United. I find myself watching all the games now because your watch-alongs. Keep it up, says Marcus. Valams, thank you very much and welcome to the Members Club. Get your badge in, join the Members Club. Yeah, thanks everybody. Really, really appreciate those super chats. I'm going to go back to the main chat now, but it's a... Yeah, the volume has dropped. Apologies. Thank you very much in the chat. It had dropped. Weird. It's weird the way it does that. So the volume had dropped there, to be fair. So you might notice an increase in the volume. I don't know why it does that. It's never anything we do on purpose. I must remember to check it more often. Ryan says, imagine Jose, Van Gaal, Ollie with these number of injuries. Says, well, bloody Poch was on about it the other day. Sheep says, you're such a handsome bloke. Poch was on about it. More injuries. The media are attacking you, and no one I can see are on the media's side. Rashi's been putting statements out as excuses. Everyone can see through it. Says only Pokemon. The media will attack this, whatever this is, because they're scared of it. And I know there are other forms of this, and I'm not going to give them any free promotion. They can work hard like we do, but there are others who basically get up in the morning, get a load of lube, squeeze it on their hair, let it run down their neck, give it a good wash all around, and then basically go out into the world, find a journalist or a media outlet and shove their head right up their arse. So we don't do that. So we sort of are what we are because we do what we do in a way that has always worked with you. It's meant to be real. And that's why they come for us. Because they're not real. They're employed. Every journalist who goes into a Man United press conference is employed by a boss who doesn't support Man United, saying, where's the articles? Have you seen how many clicks you're getting on your article? Blah, 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 blah. You know, it's and they get very bitter. They get very bitter, of course they do. But some people who do this sort of thing think that credible journalism, which doesn't exist, is what they want to be, and don't like this either, which is fine. Absolutely fine. David Hines, welcome to the Members Club. Glennie says, in 1989, Sir Matt told Sir Alex to stop reading the newspapers when he moaned to him about the abuse he was getting. It's still good advice, says Glennie. Don't read it. I don't read it. Yesterday, people were sending me all sorts of stuff from the Daily Mail, trying to pin stuff on me personally. I just went, delete. Delete. Which one are you again? Says Universal Soldier. My Willie, no Manchester fan. Okay, yeah, we've got some idiots in the chat. It's a Saturday afternoon, 3 o'clock. We know what can happen with these sort of games. Right, we're good. We're getting very close to kick-off here. I'm going 3-0 Man United. Yeah, I'm going to go 3-0 Man United. We need to win. We 100% need to win. If you look at the league table as it stands at the moment, Man United are currently in 6th, 3 points ahead of Newcastle. They've got a way better goal difference. We're playing them in a couple of weeks, midweek. If we were to lose today and they were to win, they'd be level with us, and they've got better goal difference. Absolutely 100%, we've got to win this game. There's no there's nothing to say other than, yeah, we've got to win. And if we don't win, then, you know, we've got, I think there's so many stories at the moment, isn't there, about like what's important and what's not important with Manchester United. And I think that the big thing for me really comes down to the fact that we're trying to get 6th place. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get 6th. And if we don't get 6th place, then we're not going to be in Europe. In where we want to be in Europe. We're not going to be in, we'll end up in the Conference League, or maybe we won't be in Europe at all. And as much as we dismiss the Europa League as being embarrassing, we've been in the Europa League a lot over the last 10 years. We've won it. We've been to 2 cup finals of the Europa League. So I don't want to be in the Europa League. No one wants to be in the Europa League. But it's about as good as we can do. And we've got to go, we've got to get it. And I still look at that league table and I go, if that's where we finish this season with a cup final, it's amazing considering all the things we've had to do. People can say what they want, but at the end of the day, you say what needs to be said, and I forever respect you, says Mr. Mister. Thanks very much for your super chat, mate. Let's spare a thought for Liverpool title race over and about to hire Michael van Gerwen. Nick P. What's the lineup, says V. I'll get it on the street. Oh, well, I'm just going to whack this round now. It's just going to start going round. So the United team, I will get it for you, is there. Same team as Wednesday. Favourite lube, Mark, says Hazard. You know the blue one with the white on it? KY, that's the one. Which one? Okay, thank you. You asked the question. Game kicks off in about 7 minutes, mate. So thanks everyone who's tuning in. I'm going to have to move. I've got so many things around me at the moment. Right, put you there. All this bloody Manscaped stuff, which is great, but it's just getting in the way a little bit at the moment. Okay, where's my pen to take notes? Yeah, I'm going 3-0, and I'm getting bantered in the chat here. But I always look. I'll be honest. I made myself a cup of tea about half an hour ago, and I was just getting set up, and my stress levels literally started to rise. In fact, I do wear my Whoop, so let's just have a look if we can prove this. You know, I've got a great idea for next season if it comes off. I think it would be absolutely brilliant. I want to get like a heart monitor on the screen so people can see my heart rate going up and down. But effectively, I do have a bit of a stress monitor on my Whoop, and I guarantee if I look at it, it went up around... I haven't done any activity today. What are you talking about? Fucking activity, 11:13. Oh, yeah. Oh, actually, I was active. I was cleaning up the... I was using the leaf blower. Yeah, let's have a look at stress. Stress. Yeah, that's a big spike. Yeah, so I had a big spike on my stress levels at, when was it? 2:15. 2:15. So, and the reason for that is because I started thinking about United, and I 100%, this is the truth, and maybe some of you felt it as well, I just started to think, every game we watch at the moment is not enjoyable, in the sense that it's very, very, very stressful, isn't it? So yeah, but that's just me being me. I don't think this is going to be very enjoyable, is my point. I think it's going to be hard work, as always, and it might not be an easy watch. Look, basically what I'm saying is, I would love to watch United be 3-0 up after half an hour. But then we've got Coventry in our head, haven't we? So, yeah, trim the stress to make the Goldbridge bigger, says Hazard. Building towards next season, says Channel. What's the priority you want to see today? Tighter defence, midfield control, better attacking service. I don't think the defence is relevant, Channel-y. I mean, I think today is just about winning the game. I don't think the defence is relevant because it's got no left back, no proper right back, because Wan-Bissaka's not the right back, and Casemiro is playing at centre back. So defensively, we're never going to really learn anything because it's not going to be the profile and personnel. Midfield's not really going to be the midfield. So I think the front three really is Garnacho pinning down left wing, Bruno becoming the number 10, I think he can be, and Rasmus scoring goals. I think that's the only thing from that starting lineup. I think we can say, yeah, let's build with that. What did you make of Salah and Klopp's lovers tiff? Says Cute Kitty. I haven't seen it. Bloody Burnley, says Fennec. Yeah, let's hope we don't have that. Why did Eric write off next season already, says Sully? I can't... Look, the players are coming out onto the pitch. I like your whoop, says Clattenburg 2023, Lee Berman. He did. I don't like... I don't really get why I was on social media this morning seeing people take a pop at Eric Ten Hag for saying that we won't be title contenders next year. It's almost like he'd get in trouble with some of our fans at the moment if he gave £1,000 to charity. Like, why didn't he give it to another charity? Is he trying to buy us? Like, anything he says at the moment, he just gets shit for. But Sir Jim Radcliffe has said it's going to take time. What Pratt United fan thinks we're going to fight for the title next year? That's the thing that surprises me. What's Ten Hag said wrong about us not being title contenders next year? We're not. Arsenal aren't title contenders, really. Man City are massive, massive favourites. Man City will still be here next year. How are we going to be title contenders next year when Arsenal are better than us and Man City exist? That's two. That's the top two gone. How are we going to be a title contender next year? And yet Ten Hag gets shit from some of our fans because apparently he's writing the season off. He's not writing the season off. Next season, whether Ten Hag's here or not, is about getting in the top four. I don't think it's got anything to do with Ten Hag. Whether Ten Hag's in charge or not, it's about getting top four next year. And if you don't understand that, then you're going to be moaning like bitches again next season about and unrealistic about where this football club is. It's not a weak mentality. Marvin, it's not a weak mentality. It's a reality. We are nowhere near competing for the title next year. How? How is it going to happen, Marvin? We're going to sign 7 players and we're suddenly going to fight for the title. You're having a bloody laugh. Do you watch the Premier League? Do you have any concept of what's going on in the Premier League and what's been going on for the last 7 years? We're not fighting with Man City next year. That might be hard for you to realise, but that's probably part of the problem that this fan base has got. There are people in it who think we can win the title next year. It's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Leicester City, things aren't going to happen again, and that's what would be needed. We're not winning the league next year. We're nowhere near that. We're not even going to be in the Champions League next year. So you want us to go from 6th to 1st in 1 year because we might not have injuries. Yeah, this is a massive project. And if you want to blame anybody, blame the bloody Glazers, mate. Yeah. Got to be real. If we want genuine growth, we've got to be real. Vengerin says, Hazza, Mark, can you wish my daughter Jade a happy birthday? Says PJ. Happy birthday to Jade. Tonkin, score prediction 3-0. Thank you very much. Thanks everyone who's tuning in on TikTok as well. Legends. Apparently, just somebody on TikTok just said something really interesting. That apparently, I can't see if I can see it now. Oh, it's Emma Starr says, I'm so glad that Liverpool has been filmed for Netflix this season. Is that true? I mean, I don't follow it enough to know if that is actually true. But if it is, very, very interesting. About to start for United. We'll keep you updated, of course. We need to win. That's all that matters today. Burnley have kicked it off. We have more promising young stars since Fergie time, and that means we have to wait and build, says Space Oddie. Chiri says, can we invest in a competent medical and physical staff? The number of injuries is not normal. And Burnley are straight on the attack and have a shot straight at Anana. Not a good start. Yeah, Casemiro. About as tight as a clown's pocket there. I mean, you can't moan about it. He's not a centre-back, but bloody hell, he's got to get tighter there. He could have scored there. Just a long ball over the top. Bruno should have dived. Bad pass by Anthony. Lethal says, I know you hit it last night, Mark. Thank you very much for the super chats, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. And if you want to put a super chat in, we'll read that out because I have them all listed now, so I never miss any. Yeah, Casemiro there at fault. Good move by Anthony. That's a foul. Brian says it was more Maguire's issue, not Casemiro. I think Nick P says a clown's pocket is huge. That's what I mean. Like, he wasn't tight. About as tight as a clown's pocket, which is huge. So he wasn't very tight. So what we're saying is that Casemiro needed to be tight on the striker and he was miles away. He was very loose. Think about a cow's chuff once it's been given birth. Something like that. We should give Eric Ten Hag at least another 4 years and 800 million, says Leon. You're on the wind-up, mate. You are on the wind-up. Back post chance for Garnacho. I think one thing I would say about Garnacho is he has got to be more clinical. He's 19. There's a lot to improve for him, but he has got to be a little bit more clinical because he really probably could have scored there. Yeah. Eugene says you could say tighter than an ant's chuff. That's what I mean, though. He wasn't tight. He was miles off him. But as Eric said about Casemiro, in some ways, you've got to just be very complimentary towards him because he's doing a job that we haven't got anyone else to do. Who should Man United sign to improve the midfield, says Hyper. I like Edison at Atalanta. I think he'd come in and do a good job. But there's no standout candidate when you haven't got 100 million. Yash says you hurt my feelings on the Brighton watch-along. Let's go United, says Michael McCann. Well, I think you can tell straight away that this game is going to be very end to end. But you already knew that. I'm excited tonight. I'm having a takeaway. I haven't had a takeaway on a Saturday night for ages. Guess what I'm going to have? I'm having an Indian takeaway, and I'm going to try some different things tonight. I don't normally have tandoori chicken, but I'm going to have that. I'll keep you up to date on all the other games that are going on at 3 o'clock. I mean, some of them just don't matter. Fulham Palace doesn't matter. Newcastle Sheffield United sort of does matter. Wolves Luton sort of matters in the relegation battle. But look, I think Newcastle have got a very easy home win there. Burnley have only lost 1 of their last 7. Mark, you say you don't skip super chats, but I asked you a direct question. How can you say this will be an anxious game but go with a 3-0 win? Says Thomas. Because I'm trying to be positive. I'm trying to be positive, you know? Casemiro nearly slipped there, fucking hell. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner, Burnley are all over us at the moment. It's going to be more of the same, where we've just got to, you know, try and get control of a game where Burnley will just be... Look, Man United always give everyone a go. People come to United and they're confident, aren't they? We can't do anything about that with the players we've got at the moment. You see Casemiro at centre-back. You see no left-back. You see Eriksen in the midfield. And you think, you know what? We've got a chance. Honestly, if I was the opposition coach against United at the moment, I'd be like, they've got Casemiro at centre-back. They've got Eriksen in the midfield. They haven't got a left-back. Be confident. Ant's been a member for 15 months. Thanks, Ant. Appreciate that. Well, I think it's going to be very interesting because a lot of people said that we had no Rashford on Wednesday and we played better without him. Well, Sheffield United are bottom of the league. I think Burnley at the moment are one of the informed teams in the Premier League outside the top 4. So let's see if we've got the balance. Sheffield United have actually scored against Newcastle. They're 1-0 up. But let's see if we can. Let's see if we can play better. you know, I think the big player for me is Bruno Fernandes. He was so good against Sheffield United. Let's see. Hi, Mark. Absolutely wasted right now. It's 2 a.m. where I am. What's your favourite cocktail? Want to try what the GOAT recommends? My favourite cocktail, Big Berry, I do like Casemiro is just shot from about 40 yards out. I mean, I think you got a corner for it as well. Mount's on the bench, yes, Nick. The big players on the bench. There's a lot of kids on the bench, but it wasn't a bad shot by Casemiro, actually. Mount's on the bench. Ahmad, McTominay are the only real senior players on there. The rest of them are losers. Not losers, youngsters. Losers, bloody hell. What was I going to say? Yeah, if I was going to give you a cocktail... oh, Anthony had a good shot there. Good routine from a corner. The cocktail I would go with is a mojito. I do like a mojito. I used to like a Long Island iced tea, but really it's just Coca-Cola with some stuff in it. So I think a mojito is a more mint mojito. You know, where they put a bit of mint in. You know, mint in it. A mint mojito is very nice. Full of sugar, though. Absolutely. The amount of sugar they put in that. Matthias, thank you very much for your super chat. And Anthony seems to be on it today. Says Otter. I think Anthony started off quite well. Shall I tweet it? Going forward is not a problem for us. He's just got in again, Anthony, and put it wide. I've gone 3-0 to Manchester United. What are you having at the Indian tonight, says Carl? Well, I'm looking at main dishes. I'm looking at... I'm looking at tandoori salmon, butter chicken, and I'm open to ideas if people give me any. Big Barry's going to get a few of those mojitos now. Good one, Big Barry. Otto, thanks for being a member for 20 months. Thanks for the super chats. Let's count how many times Rasmus gets service, says Mod Mark. Yes, certainly. Big up everyone on TikTok. Thanks for the follows that are coming in as well. Imran's just given us a follow. It's not a goal to Burnley. Don't listen to the trolls. Go with the butter chicken, Mark, says Simran. Yeah, it is nice. You know, I think in the week, think about what you eat. You know, count the calories, whatever. But weekend, if you're off, life's for living. You know, one blowout once a week, pizza, fish and chips, kebab, whatever, ain't going to do you any harm. Well, it is, but you know what I mean. Do you find the M&S Indian better, says Thomas? No, we've got a good Indian round us. Colin, thank you very much for joining the members club. Thank you very much. Rifty says, what's your opinions on Slot going to Arsenal? I think it's a bit of a risk. Nice ball into Garnacho on the wing. Oh, Ericsson really close. Just puts it wide. Can't beat a tandoori salmon, Mark, says Tom. I know. I'm looking forward to it. And then tonight at 8 o'clock, I'm on That's Football for Aston Villa against Chelsea. Although, if United win today, well, I'll keep shut about it, but really interesting. Everything in moderation, including moderation itself and United fandom, says Deuce. How many naans do you have with your curry, Mark, says Mr. I think naan bread, I basically... I can't remember the last time I had a piece of bread. I've sort of tried to cut bread down. I mean, I do like a naan bread, but last time I went out for an Indian about 3 weeks ago after the pub, and I didn't have naan bread, and I wouldn't shut up about it the next day. I was just basically saying, I can't believe I didn't have a naan bread, and I enjoyed it without it. Richard Masters said Red Army has confirmed there is an investigation into referees giving a certain club favourable decisions this season, says Red Army. Really? I believe that when I see it. Jason Williams, thank you. I think United have done a lot better in the last 5 minutes. I mean, look, it's all going to come down to who scores first here. Sheffield United are leading against Newcastle. It's at James's Park, by the way. But this is all about who scores first. I still think we can win, but we have a much better chance of winning a game when we score first. Samuel says, do you think Villa can win the Conference League? I think they will. I said it at the start of the season. Colin Bolger's just gifted a membership, by the way. Give him a W there. And Brandon Dooley, welcome to the Members Club. Get your badge in. Does it worry you? It seems 95% of the fan base have lost faith in the manager, says Jace. I mean, where have you plucked that from? 95% of the fan base have lost faith in the manager. Okay, let's do a poll right now. There ain't no way, mate. It was 70%. It was 80% Ten Hag in the other night. So we've had a shift of 115% in the last day. Yeah, all right. The vast majority of the fan base want him to stay. I respect those that don't, but you've not got the majority. I don't understand. You are doing Villa Chelsea, says Andy. Yeah. Can we maintain a clean sheet and can we not concede first for a change, says Cherry. Why doing Villa against Chelsea? Because I like Villa and I like watching Chelsea lose. Basically. Ryan says, who do you think is going to get promoted from the Championship on TikTok? Well, Leicester. Because they already have. Richie's saying, how far do you think we'll get in the Conference League next year? Hopefully we won't be in it, mate. Carrie had butter chicken a while back. My whole downstairs felt like magma's blaze. Never thought I'd see light of day again. It's not even that hot, Carrie. Butter chicken's not that hot. Lovely ball in by Bruno into Garnacho. But Burnley are... No, it's Delo, actually. They're defending well. Well, I think in the attack we've done okay. No Talk Sport because they've got an 8 o'clock game, so my show's 7:30 till 9. Although, to be honest, I've got to be honest. Well, I won't be honest. We'll leave that for a bit. Nice to see Bruno trying to play those little intricate balls there. It didn't come off, but he was trying to feed it in. Datway, thanks for the follow. In fact, Datway, you're blocked. Thanks, mate. Thanks for the follow, Bacon. It wasn't that way you followed. It was Mad Kanzo. Thank you very much. Sonny as well. Keema garlic naan, tandoori masala, tikka rice, and pint of Cobra. Oh, you can't beat a pint of Cobra, Jason. Brandon says, why do I get made fun of for calling my lifelong team Man U? Everyone over here does. Brandon, Man U is an offensive term, but a lot of people do it, and they don't do it in an offensive way. It's a term that was used against us in, I think it was the 60s, and it's deemed offensive to some. Yash says, come to India and we'll treat you to true Indian food. Who's your ideal replacement for Ten Hag, says Big Barry. Ancelotti, but he's not available. Lovely ball into Garnacho. Not a great cross. 7-inch Destroyer says, if they fire Ten Hag, I'm done with this club. Lamsag Mark says, Tom, do you mean Villa versus Cole Palmer FC, says Ben. I think Garnacho's getting in the game on that left-hand side. Just needs to calm it down a little bit. Bruno's absolutely world-class, says Ant. I think last 10 minutes, we've been the team on top. We've settled into the game quite a lot. Hi, Mark. Are you coming to Manchester to do a book signing? Says MyRed. Yeah, we'll let you know. Anthony just shoots from distance. I mean, I don't like that. I don't like that because it's like 35 yards out. Everybody's in the box from a corner that's just come out, and he's shooting from 35 yards. It's just not... We've been there. We've done that for the last 5 years. Can you wish my son Ollie a happy birthday for Tuesday? It's going to be his 9th birthday, says Luke. Thank you very much, Ollie. And happy birthday to... happy birthday to Ollie for Tuesday. I hope you have a fantastic day. And thanks to Luke. Is our performance due to coach or players, this channel? I think it's due to injury. 75% of Ten Hag in with the chat that we've got at the moment. And I'm just going to keep that up there for a bit. Thanks for the follow, Tony James. Great show last night, Mark, says Nick. I can barely remember it, but I think it was a good show, wasn't it? Oh, God. Anthony sliding. Could have caught the keeper there. I just want to get the first goal here. Delivery driver bought me the wrong meal the other day, and I told him I didn't want none of that, says Jez. The old ones are the best. Nick P likes a good chicken korma, but apparently it's not manly enough and I get laughed at. In the UK, spice intolerance is a show of strength. Nick, even I laugh at a korma. If you're ordering a chicken korma, you may as well go onto the menu for an Indian restaurant and just have, you know, like they have English dishes like chicken nuggets and chips, or a korma I just wouldn't bother with. It's just tastes like cardboard. There's just no taste to it. Although you can get a nice korma with almonds on it. Villain Fan 24 says, what's your score for Villa later? Hopefully 6-0. Yeah, hopefully 6-0. Mr. David on TikTok says, I thought you weren't going to watch this shower of shit anymore. When did I say that? This is what I mean. This is what I have to live with. People making shit up. IQ says, why is Anthony playing like we're 5-0 up? And Big Barry says, have you ever thought of going abroad? New Zealand's amazing. I really want to travel, mate, but, you know, schedule-wise, it's quite difficult at the moment. Garnacho, at least trying to put a cross in. Oh, fucking hell. Bruno's just smacked the post. I think maybe there was a penalty on Rasmus there. Watching from China, says Oways. And GP says, can you wish my ferret Ernie to get well? He's not very well. People do actually keep ferrets. Thanks for the follow, Kieran. Well, look at the stats there. We've had 6 shots already, 52% possession. You'd expect that with Burnley. They do like to get on the ball. But I think we've done all right. It's about getting that first goal, though, isn't it? It's that confidence to get the first goal. What a ball by Ericsson into Bruno. He should have gone Garnacho. He should have gone for Garnacho there. Thanks for the follow, Shana. Are you worried about this game? This is Boulder. I'm worried about every Man United game at the moment. It's a very stressful watch. Let's do some exercise together. If you're on your chair, come on, let's do it. Working out with Goldbridge. Oh, yeah. Feel the burn. Come on. You know you want to. Feel those abs and biceps burning. That'll do. Can you say Dylan is a prat, says MLG? Yeah, you're a prat. Hi, Mark. Just want to say, been watching you since I was 19, says big Chelsea fan. Another shot wide. Bloody hell. How are we not winning this? So many chances missed already. Playing like bloody Chelsea here. Can't put the ball in the back of the net. But we are playing like a team all working together. Says we. I think that's a great observation. I'm going to give you great observation of the first half, the wheelbarrow. We are creating a lot of chances, which is something we're not necessarily used to. So whilst it's a negative that we're not putting the ball in the back of the net, we are creating a lot of chances. And obviously there's a lot of negativity around the club at the moment, and some people can't see the wood for the trees. But we are creating a lot of chances, and you do need to acknowledge that. We are. Why is that? Because I think we're moving the ball around for the second game in a row more comprehensively. I hope you're having a good day, says Gavin. Joseph says it's against Burnley. I'm not having this. I've already told you I'm not having this. It's just Burnley. They've only lost 1 in their last 7. Like, they're actually in really good form. I swallow and then come. I'm not going to give you a shout out, although I sort of just did. I'm going to Leicester United ladies game tomorrow, so it's not now, Dave. Enjoy. Personal trainer bridge, says Tom Blake. And can we just all admire how collected Mainu is, says Mod Mark. I don't know what they are serving you there in the UK, but a deli korma is full of complex flavours and spices that will blow your mind. Not here, JKL. It basically tastes like textured water. Well, Burnley haven't really done anything for a while. Sheriff says, I'm on a recliner with a beer in the hand. I can't exercise. And Mihir says, why am I more anxious when we're looking okay? And Param says, what would you do with Anthony in the summer? See, that sounds like a loaded question to me, because I know you're talking about football, but when you say, what would you do with Anthony in the summer? It's like fire him out of a cannon, take him on holiday to Magaluf, you know, make him walk around with a bare right foot, with a bare left foot, so he has to kick with his right. There's all, yeah. I don't know what's going to happen with Anthony in the summer. I think it depends on what happens with Ten Hag, because I don't think a new manager would look at Anthony the same way. But he's still an £80 million signing. Oh, Bruno was in one-on-one there, but took too many touches. Another big chance. Another big chance, and he just he hasn't got the pace. He just took too many touches there, and now Burnley on the break, but Delo does well. We're playing really well. I think we, I know we're drawing, but we're playing well. Mark, is it true that Wilcox told Eric Ten Hag to play possession-based football to keep his job? No. It's a complete myth, 90. A few points. Short, calm passes. No Hollywood balls. When passing, their heads are up, says Yazza. This referee. I don't know whether it was a penalty, but the refs, this ref's crap. I recognise this ref. He was crap before. I don't know whether it was a penalty because I haven't seen it, but obviously they're shouting penalty. A lot of people in the chat saying it was a penalty. No, don't think it was. Don't think it was. Well, I don't know. Did he get the ball? I don't know. People are saying he catches him. Fennick. Some saying he got the ball. How is your hairline so good at your age, says LC? Just pure luck, I suppose. Thanks for all the watch-alongs. Don't let the haters get you down, says Chris. For 7 years now, your shows are something to look forward to during personal hard times. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate that. Sort of a 50-50 split on the penalty. Some people saying it was a penalty. And some people saying it was he got a bit of the ball. If he got a bit of the ball, then it's not a penalty. I'll have to take your words on it, though. It would have been for Manchester United. I haven't seen it, so I can't comment on it, but I don't know. Anana, they've just had a shot. I think the general consensus, if I'm being fair from the chat, is that he got a bit of the ball. Has Rashford's team got you kicked off Talk Sports as Gunner? Hey, come on. Less of the abuse. Having Eriksen in is really helping our offence, says Ash. The boat says we should consider Vega. Thanks for the follow, Ian, on TikTok. You're a legend. Well, we didn't get a penalty, so VAR hasn't given it. But why doesn't... leg literally blocked his movement. No ball intent, says Mario. That's an I've seen them given penalty, says Nick P. And Brennan says he got the ball. Rowan, welcome to the Members Club. Oh, God, I've got a right achy calf. I had it last night in bed. It's on the right side. I was in bed last night. It was just throbbing. My calf. That sounds bad. Hi, Mark. Who has had a better season, Arsenal or United, says NG? Are you having a laugh? Of course it's Arsenal. You're not one of those Arsenal fans who just wants to hear somebody praise Arsenal, are you? Come on, grow up. Right, time for a stretch. Oof. Got to score first, though. Burnley are pushing back a little bit themselves now. Riyash, welcome to the Members Club. What happened to the Sikh family sat behind Sir Alex, says Rasta? They've not been there for ages, mate. I know they were there for years, but they've not been there for ages. I know who you're talking about. Mark, United Ellis on Twitter is so toxic and tries to be popular by hating on you. Biggest melt on Twitter, says GL. Who is he as well, or she? Could be a bot. Could be an Arsenal fan. I don't know why people take these accounts on Twitter seriously when you've got no idea who they are. You know, why don't they put their face up? You know, why don't they, holding their passport or something? We don't know who they are. Nicholas Orton, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. Way, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Half an hour gone. In the other games, Sheffield United are still 1-0 up against Newcastle. No, they're not. Newcastle have equalised. Sorry, I didn't notice that. No one in the chat told me that. Isaac equalised about 3 minutes ago. So, yeah, I expect Newcastle to win that one. Danny Dyer. My name's Danny Dyer. It isn't, but I just saw Danny Dyer there. Just tuned in. Are you doing Villa Chelsea later, says Shinobi. Yes, I am. This is where objectivity goes for a toss. He got the ball, but Garnacho would have continued the run if he was not impeded. This blind touch the ball, no penalty is naive logic. You've just given me a thought process there. Yeah, it's very similar to Jesus against Brighton, isn't it? Where Lamptey got a bit of the ball, but then got the player. And the reason it was a penalty is, yes, he got a bit of the ball, but he deprived Jesus of going past him, which he would have done. So it's the same thing with that. Garnacho, yes, Sanderberg, I think it is, gets a little bit of the ball, but Garnacho's going to carry on and still shoot. And he gets deprived of that because he gets fouled after Berg gets the ball. So it should be a penalty, but that's the inconsistency you get. Mark, should Shaw and Martinez be sold, says Nick Ridley? Absolutely not. No. And they won't be. And Mark wants Chelsea to lose, says Rub. Are you doing any FA Cup final giveaway raffles? I'm trying to get my girlfriend to support United. Axe says no. Pip United, welcome to the Members Club. Do a backflip, says Gangster. Never done a backflip. Never going to do a backflip. Thank you very much, Sahaj. Great point about the ball. And can't type his name because he's banned. But is he sacked from the United stand? If so, why it's always keep too quiet when someone goes, says Lewis. I don't know who you're talking about, Lewis. But if you've ever worked in professional environments, when Lloyd's Bank get rid of somebody, they don't go and put it on Twitter and tell you all. It's called being professional, mate. I know you want it to be like EastEnders, but it's called being professional. Why aren't we clinical enough in the final third, says Heem? Well, yeah, we could be more clinical in the final third, but also we are creating a lot of chances. Bader says, valuable insight. If we score, we win. And here we go. Hatim says, I think the 75% Ten Hag in votes don't represent the fan base because the fans that voted are United Stand fans, so they probably agree with your thoughts. You're new here, aren't you, Hatim? You're new here. Yeah, this community doesn't agree with what I agree with. That's the whole point. So you're wrong. Anyway, the match-going fans, I'd say, are probably 90% behind Ten Hag. So what fans are you talking about that where the majority's against him? Because there won't be many. Ref is from Melton Mowbray. Must be all the pork pies. It's not now, Dave. Nicholas, welcome to the Members Club as well. Mark, I'm sick of Casemiro, Varane and Rashford. Each earn 300k a week and have contributed nothing. What to do with them, says Nathan. Well, I think two of them are gone. Yeah, I think Casemiro and Varane are gone. Casemiro's so slow, isn't he? Like, he's so slow. Lackland's watching from Australia. Maisie's been a member for 3 months. Ow, I keep knocking this out my ear and it fucking hurts. I'm going to get mad with myself in a minute. That's twice. It really hurts. Stop being so bloody clumsy. Yeah, Maguire is faster than Casemiro. You saw it there. Casemiro's been good today, says Yenu. Yeah, but he's slow. Definitely slow. A win before going to Portugal on Monday, please, says Ash. Yeah, a win is a win today. We just need to win. Brother Barry is on TikTok and he's watching from the Maldives. Thanks for the follow, Sam. A lot of people saying that Onana's playing well. He's just made a very good reaction save from a shot from Burnley. Burnley are having a go. It's exactly the game we know it's going to be. I don't have any complaints when we've got the defence in midfield like we have. People are going to get opportunities against us. I think the common consensus is that United fans see a lot of promise in Ten Hag, but are happy with the team. A lot of people just blur the lines, says Bader. Yeah. Ashley Clark, thank you very much. I think that's a prime example, though. That save from Onana is exactly what Ben Foster has said. It's a good save, but his hand positioning is all wrong. Like, he palms it back into danger when really you're taught to tip it over the bar there. I've noticed that with Onana. He's having a good game. Like, I'm not moaning about it, but he does do that a lot. When he has a shot near his hands, he always palms it back into danger, where actually a lot of goalkeepers will palm it out. Just a little thing to observe because he is playing well. Burnley are just having a bit of a phase here where they're in control. Who do you think's been the best players on the pitch so far? Says Thomas. Get it in the chat. Give us your thoughts. I think United have played well. Valley says, Mark, stand up and do your own version of the Gangnam style. I haven't done that for ages, Valley. I mean, how old's that? That's got to be 15 years old. Gangnam style. Got to be 15 years old. Mark, I don't think Anthony or Garnacho hasn't not given away the ball once, says Oren. Kurt Crow, welcome. Thank you very much for following us on TikTok. Tim Stead as well, and Tristan. It was 2013, apparently. It's 12 years ago. Andrew Harlan, welcome to the Members Club. Well, apparently Burnley have had 70% possession in the last 10 minutes, so United have dropped a little bit here. Up the Burnley, says DPD. We really need to get some players back, don't we? I mean, you think about it. No Martinez, no Shaw, no Varane. I'm just thinking about first teamers. Obviously, Rashford's not fit. That's 4. You can't play Casemiro in the midfield. Well intercepted by Maguire. How are you with flying, Mark? Says Ash. I mean, I can't fly. I'm not a bird, but I don't massively like flying in a plane, but I'm better than I used to be. I used to hate it. Yeah, Maguire has been good, yeah. I think Bruno's played well again. Mainu's played well. Oh, there was a ball onto Garnacho then from Anthony, and he just fucking didn't see it. It was so it'd have been a good ball to play. Swanee says, Harry, man of the match first half. Thanks for the follow, Mason. Anana with another. Well, I think you've got to say Anana man of the match so far. He's having a great half. The intensity has dropped. We can't keep hold of the ball at the moment. We had a good first half an hour, but Burnley are coming right back into it at the moment. Give credit where credit's due. That was a super save from Anana. Not many keepers are making that save, says Daryl. I think they are. It's sort of in his hand movement, actually. Watch Mainu. His movements remind me of Pogba, says IQ. Marcos... The mainstream media is after you for criticising a player for on-field performances. I have a bad feeling cancellation will come next for supposed hate speech. This is what we have become. Okay. Mike Maguire's been very solid, says Fudge, in a footballing sense. Without Rashford, I can notice Højlund today, says Avery. Well, I don't think Rasmus has had any service again, has he? I can't think that he's had a shot. Use my work clothing voucher to buy your book, says Shinobi. Thank you very much, mate. It's available for pre-order. You can scan the QR code. Yeah, we've dropped off badly here in the last 10 minutes. Turning off again, yeah. Solihull Moors to beat Barnet, says Ryan. I'll be keeping an eye on it at 5:30, but it's going to be very, very difficult. Look, in general, I'd say the first half an hour we've played well. The last 10 minutes we've played shit. Let's call a spade what a spade is. Wolves have scored against Luton. Literally just scored against Luton. Hwang Hee-chan. Hwang Hee-chan. When's he going to book this O'Shea? Because he's fouling Rasmus all the bloody time. The fog on the Tyne is all mine, all mine. The fog on the Tyne is all mine. Come on. Lovely play by Bruno. Oh, good block again. I thought it was in. I thought people were saying the net. Look at the net. Again, 2 good chances again, not taken. Bruno playing fantastically well in the box. Finds the cutback. Garnacho shoots. Burnley defender gets in the way. And then Eriksson plays a lovely ball into Delo. But Garnacho hits it on the volley into the side netting. I mean, it's one of those games for Garnacho again where he's had chances. But he can't put it in the net. I mean, they've had chances as well. Let's not lie. Benj, Millwall can't win the World Cup. It's 0-0 here. Still 0-0. Why did Eric say Maguire's best on the right? Hoyland is so unselfish, says Shaheen. Garnacho's gone down injured here. Georgie says it could be a red. Well, they don't get the ball at all. And stands on his foot. I love United, but we're trash. When was the last time we dominated a team, says Lam? Have you noticed the injury crisis, mate? We're not dominating anybody without key players in key positions. That's not how football works. A lot of players slipping today, says Lil. What do you think about Lachlan? I've got nothing to say on that. What's the best keeper according to your eye test, says Bloody? What, in the Premier League? On pure talent, it would have to be Alisson. What do you think about... Okay, thank you very much. Why can't you say the same about Chelsea's injuries? Because it's not a Chelsea fan channel, mate. I don't know how Anthony got booked for that, and yet the other guy didn't even get the ball and also gets booked. Very different tackles. Exactly, Stein. I don't know how they're both yellows. Anthony actually got the ball. Anil says the team needs coaching in keeping possession of the ball and advancing with the ball as a team. What's Vincent Kompany moaning about? You absolute prat, Vincent. Like, your player's literally just done it to Garnacho 1 minute ago and you're trying to get Anthony sent off. Fucking hell. Well, we're about to hit half time here. Yeah. Looking forward to the Euros. Can England win it? Says not now, Dave. I do think so, yes. I do. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. And if you're on TikTok, give us a follow. I think second half, you're going to see Mason Mount hopefully come on for Ericsson. And we'll probably see Ahmad coming on as well. Burnley are making a substitution here. Oh, no, they're not. It's just 2 minutes. 2 minutes added on. Yeah, please do subscribe to the channel. Bottom right-hand corner. We're on the road to 857,000. We're only 300 away. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Get involved with the United Stand. We've, of course, got my match reaction straight after where we'll do player ratings. Then we've got the fan forum. And we've got a big interview coming up for you, actually. It's not a player or anything like that. It's with a very, very respectable journalist talking about Marcus Rashford. Hopefully that's going to come out tonight at 8 o'clock, but it really does depend on how this result goes, because I don't think people are going to be massively interested in talking and watching that if we lose. So we'll see how the game goes at the moment. Thomas says people who say that's a red should go and watch another sport. It's not, yeah. Well, you never know in this game, do you? You never know. Do we have centre-backs or pylons, says Brian. They've just won a free kick on the edge of the box. What's this referee's name? Hi, Mark. I just woke up at 7:30 a.m. in Vancouver, wondering how the game is going. Hope you're having a good day, says Tyler. Yeah, we started off well, but it sort of drifted a little bit since then. John Brooks is the referee. And Jonathan says, man of the match for the first half is definitely Onana. Kept us in the goals. Most goals you blame Onana. Foster doesn't agree, says Premium. You don't watch the channel, do you? You don't watch the channel. Do we have centre-backs? In fact, let's get rid of you. I can't be bothered wasting my time and everyone else's time on somebody who just makes lies up. People saying that's a... Okay, we've done that one as well. Charlie Max says Hoyland's been average. Armin says it's so obvious we're a better team without Rashford. I hope he doesn't come straight back in. Armin, we're not winning. Let's not start writing that we're better off without Rashford when we're not winning. I think we've moved the ball around well for half an hour, but look, Marcus Rashford is not the reason that Man United aren't very good. Like, he's not playing very well, but this United team, even without Rashford, still switches off for periods of the game. It's half time. I mean, I think that that first half, really, you could say that we played well for half an hour and we should be winning. We've had enough chances, but the last 15 minutes of the half, we really let Burnley back into the game, and Onana's had to make a couple of good saves. So it's the same old, isn't it? This consistency problem continues to be a problem. Yeah. And how do you solve that? Well, I think it's player profile. I mean, personally, I think Bruno's played well. I don't think that's in question. I think Garnacho's played well. I thought Anthony started off quite well and has fell off again, and he did the same against Sheffield United. Rasmus hasn't had any service again. Ericsson, again, has fallen off after half an hour because I just don't think he's got the fitness. Mainoo's been very composed. Maguire's played well. Casemiro stands out like a sore thumb at centre-back. He's doing his best, but he's not a centre-back. Wan-Bissaka's been pretty average, and Delot's been a bit quieter than normal, and Onana's played well. So it's been a bit of a mixed bag, really, from United. First half an hour, very pleased with it. Last 15 minutes, not as good. I mean, you look at the stats, 50-50, I would expect that. Burnley are a possession-based team, so they are going to have the ball. But we've had 12 shots to 9, but they've had 5 on target to our 2, which is crap, really. We've had more shots, but we haven't put them on target. They've had less shots than they have. Pass completion's about the same. Corners, they've had more than us. So it's a very equal game, and I didn't expect anything different. I think that's the sort of way we're playing at the moment. I don't think we've got anywhere near the players required to dominate anybody at the moment. But yeah, we've got to win this game, and in the second half, I expect to see substitutions that allow that to happen. Now, if you bring Scott McTominay on for Ericsson, which is the logical substitution, then we'll lose the ability to pass the ball from the back to the front. So I think that Mason Mount's got to come on for Ericsson. I think that's the logical thing to do. I think Mount has to come on for Ericsson. I think Ahmad's going to have to come on for Anthony. And they're the 2 substitutions I think we're going to have to make. Because if we continue the second half like we finished the first half, then Burnley will just grow into it. A point for Burnley is no good in a game like this. They need to win. Armin, thank you very much for your super chat. Follow from Elhan and Samuel on TikTok. You're legends. Thank you very much. Armin says, I like Rashi, but we play as more of a cohesive unit without him, and we keep the ball better and we make more chances. Zach says, I watch your videos throughout the day and my girlfriend has noticed you saying Sinistera a lot lately. Now she's been saying it all week. There we go, says Zach. I know Hoyland did an interview for you, but he's not very good, says Jake. He's a donkey and he's never in the right place, says Jake. Look, Jake, love that. Absolutely fantastic comment. I mean, you know, a player for Manchester United in his first season who's only just turned 21. You're already giving up on him, calling him a donkey. What a way to support your team, Jake. I mean, look, if the future's you and people like you, it's great to know that this fan base is in such good hands. Brilliant. Well done, mate. Hope you feel good about yourself. Weird game, weird season, says Charlie. I don't think it is weird, Charlie. I said it in the preview. We've seen it for the last few games. We're so depleted in key areas, we can't control a game. You're never going to control a game with that back four. You can't. There's going to be space. Casemiro can't play centre-back, really. We haven't got a left-back. So we're always going to give chances up. The midfield's got Eriksen in it, so you're always going to be in a 50-50 battle. So I think the game's gone how it is. It's just about, can you get the win? I like Rush. Okay, we've done that one. Done that one. Armand have done that one as well. Okay, thank you very much. You're going to court when the 115 gets dropped, mate. If Man City want to take me to court, let's do it. I'll make more money out of them than they're going to make out of me, mate. They've been charged with 115 things. I've never said they're guilty. In fact, I've always said I think they'll get off with it. So keep believing people on Twitter, mates, and you'll never be successful. Garnacho pushing into the box looks dangerous, says Lewis. Mark, Vincent Company football is better than Ten Hag. We probably need to change a manager. Alberto. Look, this is not going to descend into your local cat is better than Ten Hag and slagging off players. I think we've played well for half an hour. I think Burnley have had 15 minutes at the end. Anana's made some saves. The end game for me is Man United winning this game. If you want to start talking about this United side and the problems about Man United, I don't think now's the time. If your knowledge of football is so basic that you're looking for a team like this to play like Man City or Arsenal, you're an absolute buffoon. Look at the balance of the back four in the midfield. Like, Pep Guardiola wouldn't need a checkbook if you didn't need to buy decent players. That back four is going to concede goals and chances to anybody in the Premier League. I don't care who you are. I don't care whether you're Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp. That back four is conceding chances. It's got more holes in it than a hedgehog's pillow. And I'm not individually calling any of them out. Maguire's played well. But even with Maguire in the team, that was a one-on-one that Onana saved over Maguire's head because he hasn't got pace. Like, people see and believe whatever agenda they want to see, but they don't always see reality. Maguire's played well, but they've got him behind him at least twice. And they nearly scored. So if that Onana one-on-one save had been a goal, you'd all be going here, Maguire's too slow, this is why we need to get rid of him. But we've already know he's too slow. But he's played well, and we've got nobody else. Casemiro at centre-back is a bloody nightmare, but we've got nobody else. So Delo at left-back is way better at right-back, and Wan-Bissaka's not playing well. So that whole back four has got holes in it. You're going to concede. And also that back four has got to play deep. It cannot go anywhere near a high line. So it's problematic. The back four is problematic straight away. You step into the midfield. I believe Mainoo's playing out of position. I don't think he's a 6. Eriksen just hasn't got the legs anymore. So that back 6 is going to give people opportunities. That's why it's so important to score first. That's why it's frustrating from all the chances we haven't scored, because we know there's going to be occasions in the game where Burnley are going to score. But you still get United fans who think we can control the ball for 90 minutes and not concede chances. We will concede chances. And it amazes me that people haven't figured that out yet, why we're conceding chances. We have got no balance in the midfield and we've got no balance at the back because we haven't got the players. Now, if you bring Luke Shaw and Martinez in, and even if you keep Maguire there and not Varane, we'll still be better. Luke Shaw and Martinez, Maguire and Delo will be a lot better straight away. The midfield still worries me because Casemiro in the midfield will be better than he is at centre-back, but let's not pretend he's having a good season. So for me, it's about sorting the defence out. That's what it was all about. Somebody just said we're being dominated by 19th place Burnley. Okay, I do my homework. You are a troll. When I talk to you about Burnley, they've lost one game in their last 7. They beat Sheffield United 4-1 away last week. They drew with Burnley. They lost 1-0 to Everton at Goodison Park, but had a man sent off quite early. They drew with Wolves 1-1. They drew with Chelsea at Stamford Bridge when they were 1-0 down and 10 men. And they beat Brentford 2-1. And they drew 2-2 at West Ham, who've just drawn 2-2 with Liverpool. So this whole it's Burnley just because they're second from bottom, they've actually been really good their last 7 games. So people just want to see the world burn on whatever fake agenda that they've got. But this was always going to be difficult. It was always going to be difficult. I've done that one from Alberto. And curious to know what the plan was with Mount, says Mr. Silman. Well, you're not going to find out what the plan is with Mason Mount when he can't stay fit, mate. Mini Dan says you're a legend. Thank you, mate. Thanks for the follow, Paul Sean 37 on Twitter. Our biggest problem this season is our 65 separate cases of injury and illness, says Harry. You give the best teams 65 injuries through a season and see what happens to them. Mate, you take Declan Rice out of Arsenal's team for 1 month, they won't be in a title race. One player. I'd argue that with anyone. You take Declan Rice out of that Arsenal team, watch them implode. 100%. And yet, we're meant to play good football with 65 injuries. Yeah. Why were you tweeting so much about De Zerbi yesterday, although he's factually got twice United's injuries? Ten Hag. So De Zerbi's had 130 injuries, has he, Chris? I think he might need to call up the Times or the Athletic, because if De Zerbi's had 130 injuries, that's like a world record, and nobody's heard about it, Chris. So I don't know what you're talking about there, other than talking out your arse. Mark, what other United manager post Sir Alex has kept his squad this resilient with these crazy injuries, says Swanee. Soccer Blogger says, yes, we've got injuries, but let's not rewrite history. We had a full squad at the start of the season and got dominated against Wolves and Spurs pre-injury, says Soccer Blogger. Well, we didn't have a full squad at the start of the season, did we? Because Rasmus was injured at the start of the season. Rasmus didn't start, did he? I can't remember. We definitely had injuries at the start of the season, mate. And we beat Wolves. We beat Wolves 1-0. What are you talking about? Look at how things are happening. I'm expecting a horror show over summer transfer window, says Dan the Man. Charlie says we need a transfer window and we need it now. Adam, welcome. Thank you very much for following. Ursiad says that Anana has been sensational, but we need to avoid defensive errors to win. Burnley cut through like butter. Cope says you can't make injury excuses. You definitely can. Injuries does not excuse implementing a style of play. It definitely does. So if Pep Guardiola was managing Stoke, you think he's going to play like Man City, do you? No, he's not. You've got absolutely no idea about coaching, playing, or even watching football, have you? How can somebody genuinely think that you can implement a style of football with players that can't do it? This is one of the baffling things about certain modern football fans. You can implement a style of football with players that can't do it. Why does Pep Guardiola go and buy Erling Haaland then? Why didn't he just crack on with Jesus? Why did he buy Grealish? Why not just keep using Sterling? Like, why does Pep Guardiola spend so much money if he can implement a style of football with what he's got? Mic drop. Goodbye. Justin says, I'd love to see Burnley get relegated. I'd just love to be in a situation where in the next 45 minutes, I'm not saying it's bloody Burnley. This game is up for grabs. But look, it's a shame it's descended into the same old conversation, because as a Man United fan, unlike some people it seems, I want Man United to win. And as I said on Thursday morning, if you don't like United and you don't like Ten Hag, why don't you go out for a walk? Why are you even watching? Because it feels like you're just sat waiting for us to lose so you can say those horrible words, I told you so. Like, it comes across, and maybe I'm being unfair, but it comes across, and you get it from rival fans, I understand. But there's some of you that have been here for years. I know the usernames, and it's like you don't enjoy watching Man United anymore, which I get, it's hard, but it's almost like you don't enjoy us winning or want us to win. Trust me, United losing helps nobody. You should always want your team to win, and you should always be passionate for that. And I don't understand why people aren't. 92 injuries and suspensions for Brighton. I don't believe you, Thiago. I'm sorry. I do not believe you've had 92 injuries this season. I don't. I mean, if I'm proven wrong on that, fine. But 65 for Man United is a record in our entire history. And you're telling me you've had 92 and no one's mentioned it. I don't believe you. I'm sorry. I don't believe you. And if it is true, then your Brighton PR team needs to be sacked. Because why has that not been mentioned? That's like some sort of fucking world record, 92. I don't believe that. I don't. If I'm wrong, I'm more than happy to mention it on a future show, but why am I learning about that from a super chat on YouTube? I think the rise of Mainu has left Mount out of place in the squad, says Gold Star. 92 injuries and yeah, I don't agree. I don't believe you, Thiago. I really don't. Garnacho's been great today, says Nat. Garnacho has been good today. I'd just like to see him put the ball in the back of the net. We're attacking the Stretford end second half. Let's hope we can do it. Ryan, welcome to the Members Club for 3 months. Sean Turner says, I think Rasmus needs a top striker in the squad to learn off. His decision-making and runs just aren't there. I think this is a great point, Sean. I think this is an absolutely great point. Rasmus Højlund has got nobody to work with. Like, Rashford and Martial have had Ronaldo. They've had Cavani. They've had Weghorst. Like, Rasmus has got no one. Like, no one. He came here at 20. He's only had one season in his whole career, really, at the highest level, which was Serie A at Atalanta. And he's basically... Let's just tell the truth about Rasmus here. He's learning on the job at Man United. He's learning to be a striker at 3 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon in front of 75,000 people every week. I mean, it's just incredible. Absolutely incredible. I mean, what top club does that? What top club buys a striker to learn on the job and have no support mechanism in place at all? And that is basically the truth. We do need another striker. I agree with Sean. The sooner the better, and the better the better. Competition for places is obviously is going to make a player better, but even on the training ground, why do you think like goalkeepers like to have a really good reserve goalkeeper that they get on with and work with and push each other? Derek, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. Burnley on the attack straight away again, as they were in the first half. Pete the Meat says, it feels like it's just you and me who want us to win today. I think there's a lot of people in the chat who do want us to win. Paul says, God bless your patience, Mark. Says Paul, thank you very much. Rasmus needs service, says Jack. He made a great run across their back four and was there for a tap-in, but Garnacho shot, says Jack. I think the service still needs work. There was a lovely run in the first half that Garnacho made on the diagonal, and Anthony cut inside, and it was a 30-yard pass along the ground to put Garnacho in, and he completely ignored it. Derek, welcome to Members Club. Elijah says, I think Eriksen's finished. He is at this level, mate. He hasn't got the legs. Hader says, outplayed by Burnley, but Rashford's the problem. I knew we were going to get that at some point. I mean, Rashford's not the problem. We've spoken about this before. The question is, do we play better without Rashford? He's not the problem. He can't. How can Rashford be the problem when we haven't got a back four? He can't be the problem. It's just whether we're better with or without him. But he can't be the problem. That's just baby talk. The Glazers are the problem at Man United. Taito's just gifted 10 memberships, by the way. Legend. Chris, what? Chris, I'll read it because you've done a super chat, but I ain't reading any more. I don't know why this Brighton thing's even here. We've had 3 conversations in the last 5 minutes about Brighton. We're talking about Brighton more than Brighton fans talk about Brighton. So Chris says, Brighton on Thursday have more injuries than United. Injuries is an excuse for Ten Hag to get cooked by Burnley, and it's not for De Zerbi. What's this got to do with... What's this got to do with anything? We're not losing to Burnley, and Brighton was shit against Man City. I don't even know what you're talking about. So, Chelsea, Newcastle also have got many injuries to CJ. Mate, what are you... Look, I'm watching the game. What are you talking about? We're watching Manchester United against Burnley, and people are saying, why are we struggling? And I'm saying because our back four has got more holes in it than a hedgehog's pillow. We've got no fit centre-backs apart from Harry Maguire. And people are talking about Chelsea, Brighton and Newcastle, who I don't follow. I don't watch them very often. I don't follow them. I watch Man United, which is what we're meant to be doing. Mark, I understand we should protect our youth, but is it wrong to say they can do better? Garnacho needs to pass more, says Architect. And Arca says, agree with Sean, but 9 may not be our priority in the summer. Positivity in, says Arco. I've forgotten how toxic 3 o'clock Saturdays games are. They are. They always have been. It's like Sunday on Twitter is horrible. And 3 o'clock games on a Saturday in our live chat always end up being like this. So these people saying Rashford is the problem, do they think if we sell Rashford we'll win the treble, says Harry? It's not about Rashford. It's not about Rashford. I don't know why we're talking about Rashford. The only thing I would talk about Rashford is, are we passing the ball around better? But in the last 20 minutes, no. And I'll tell you what, might be controversial. I wish Rashford was fit. I'd love to have Rashford on the bench for a game like this. The problem with Rashford is he's just not performing. But Rashford playing well, I'd love to have Rashford on the bench. Well done, Bruno. Oh, fucking hell. That's brilliant by Garnacho. And it's Anthony again. Finishing's been shit today. I mean, that's a terrible miss by Anthony. And again. I think Anthony could have scored 2 goals. Jamie says, Rashford's not the problem, but he's not the answer either. Rob, been watching many years now. Thanks for the endless hours of content. Big second half, says Rob. Have you tried white chocolate digestives, says Scoldio? Not for a while. Anthony should have scored 2 goals. Spurs drew with City. Says Fluid. Yeah, I'm not talking about other clubs' injury issues anymore. We're watching Man United. Not a penalty on Casemiro. You don't get those. For those people naming Brighton, Newcastle and Chelsea, just brought up a point for Ten Hag in because those teams are not doing well either. Yeah, thanks Nigel. Great point. Where are Newcastle, Brighton and Chelsea in the league? With an injury crisis. I mean, I couldn't put it any better, Nigel. This is what my frustration's been for the last 10 minutes. People talking about injuries for other clubs, none of which are above us in the league. Garnacho hasn't gotten to the byline at least 3 times and crossed, creating a lot of chances and playing well, says Elliot. How's missing Van Dijk an excuse for a poor Liverpool season and losing Saliba an excuse for Arsenal bottom in the league, but having a decimated backline isn't an excuse for Ten Hag, says 90. Why get Rasmus none of the chances Anthony got, says Chris. Thank you very much for your super chats. Appreciate that. Nick583 has probably made the worst comment I've ever seen in my life. City are above you and have had injuries. I'll leave you all to solve that one yourself. I'm not wasting oxygen on it. Anthony very rarely uses his right foot, says unknown person. I think I want to see. Glazers created this problem in 2013, says Prajwell. I want to see some subs here. I'm getting nervous. What a ball by Bruno Fernandes into Garnacho. That is an absolute fucking worldie of a ball. And then Garnacho shoots wide. I've got to say, Bruno's passing has been immense. Absolutely immense. But we're just so wasteful in the final third. Kiss Ten Hag's head or sell Bruno, says Sir. Fudge says I couldn't give a fuck about anyone else's club's injuries. Thanks for the follows. Bruno has been superb today. I mean, was Garnacho selfish there? In honesty, I don't... People say pass, but when you look at where Anthony and Højlund are, they're both sort of subbed. But they're both sort of... Oh, Wan-Bissaka, shoot the fucking ball, mate. Oh, my God. What a ball by Bruno. Rasmus is in, lays it off to Wan-Bissaka, who fucking goes and buys a biscuit before he has the shot. Fucking shoot. Why didn't he just walk onto it and shoot instead of trying to get it on his right foot? Fucking hell. Just fucking shoot. I don't know what that's all about. Bruno again, absolutely delightful ball into Rasmus. Rasmus can't get the shot off, so he lays it off. And Wan-Bissaka, fucking hell. He's got to shoot there. Mario Franco says, do people have bad sleep on a Friday? What's this mood? Hungover, maybe, Mario, yeah. We just got to score first. Oh, fucking hell. Ineos' silence has been deafening. They obviously don't want this manager, and it's a shame. This is kind of... Rasmus is the one that had to shoot. From where, Jamie? How can Rasmus shoot when the ball goes in over the top and he's not even in the box and the Burnley defender's got in front of him? He does exactly the right thing. He holds it up and lays it off. If he shoots, it's going to hit the defender or it's going to go wide. You don't shoot from the edge of the box. What Rasmus and Bruno did is absolutely perfect. I mean, even Zach says Rasmus should have done better. He's held the ball up and laid it off for a fucking easy shot on goal. He's done nothing wrong. If he shoots, he ain't going to score from there. Sean says the wingers are greedy. Gary says Wan-Bissaka couldn't strike a match. I'd like to see a little bit more from Delo. I think he's been quite quiet today. Fucking hell. It should be 3-0, I agree. It's like the Sheffield United game. We've had so many chances. But we're in that area now where if you concede first, if United concede first, I don't think we win this game. Emma, thank you very much. Welcome to the Members Club. Arca as well. Legends, get your badge in. Appreciate that. He's going to have to start looking at making some subs in a minute. James Scott, thank you very much for the follow. Yeah, I think Bruno's been really good today. I watched Chelsea at Arsenal the other night, and I was like, Odegaard has played so well, but then they're although Bruno's just made a big fucking mistake there on the ball. And thankfully Burnley shoot. Sub predictions, says Attaché. I think it should be Mount for Eriksen. But I have a feeling he'll go McTominay for Eriksen, and then we're not going to be able to pass. And then Ahmad for Anthony is obvious, yeah. Do you fancy Mendes, PSG, left back? Says Jitong. We're looking at the guy from Girona, aren't we? Newcastle are winning 2-1 against Sheffield United now, so they're actually level with us on points. Bruno Guimaraes with the goal. Wolves are 2-0 up against Luton as well. Totti. Yeah, I'll talk about that on That's Football later. Anthony could have had a hat-trick. He definitely could have had 2. Also, I suppose it depends how fit Mason Mount really is. Please do subscribe if you're on YouTube, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner to do that. We are only 100 away from 857,000. So click that button in the bottom right-hand corner and subscribe. Oh, God. They've just played through our press perfectly here. It's a 3v2. And another block. And Anana gets hold of it. Christy says, can you call my husband Jamie Roberts a prat? There you go, Jamie. She's done you dirty there. I think in relation to injuries, I mean, one of those teams are playing now. I said it on. I mean, I do a podcast, Goldbridge Saves Football, on Spotify. Give it a listen. Newcastle's season's been problematic because of the injuries they've had. They've very rarely been able to put out their best team. I think Eriksen needs to come off. I agree with you, Ace St. John. I mean, surely Mason Mount can play for half an hour, and if he can... Wan-Bissaka's making me nervous in this game, says Mario. And Amir says, I'd like to see Bruno make more attempts to find Højlund, like what he did for Wheatley. Don't understand the distribution, says Amir. Why is Aaron Wan-Bissaka playing in slow possession, says John. McTominay time, says Yar. Oh, that terrifies me. Damo says it's Rashford's fault. Notice how he's not playing, yet players are doing the same thing. It says Damo. Fergus says, do you think United will do good business this summer? It's McTominay coming on. Pedro says it will be McTominay and, yeah, Ahmad. Yeah, it will. Mount's not coming on. Look, McTominay will give us some energy. He just has to keep his passing simple. Take off Wan-Bissaka for a younger lad. He offers nothing going forward, says Oren. Frimpong, Kimmich and Elise would be a perfect summer, says Sahil. I think Frimpong and Elise are possibilities. 3-1 to Newcastle now, says Sonny. Well, you'd expect it. Isaac just scored a penalty. Humphrey says there's a real lack of pace across this team. Oh, God, my back. It's really hard. Mentally, it's hard to watch United at the moment because we're not in a position where we can dominate a game. So it's like a game of basketball, isn't it? It's end to end. You know they're going to get chances. When you miss your chances, you know it's going to be costly. Ganacho wins the corner. Savage says terrible 1v1. But that's just pace, mate. It's not a terrible 1v1. He's not Ronaldo. He's not Rashford. Like, Ganacho's not that fast. And that defender or midfielder who's tracking him back is fast. It's not a terrible 1v1. You can't suddenly make yourself a yard quicker than you are. Right, subs. I'd say it'd be Anthony and Eriksen. If not, we riot. It's got to be. Ahmad's coming on. Razmusov. And Mainu. Rasmus and Mainu off. I ain't got a fucking clue. I never would have predicted that. I never would have predicted that. So McTominay's probably going to go up front. Well, he is. I'm lost. So we've got 3 wingers on. Casemiro's shooting from 30 yards. I don't get this now. I don't even know. I don't even know how that's going to work because 3 of them. He's got 3. Does he realise? Is Ten Hag suddenly confused? Like, what does he know? What he's? I don't know what he's doing there. I don't know. Look, if it works, it works. If it works, it works. Look, he can still bring Mount on for for Eriksen as well, can't he? I'll say it again, Ganacho wants to play like Ronaldo and he wants to score lots of goals, but sometimes him being selfish leads to us not scoring, says Heem. Mark, how many points do you think we need to secure 6th? Cheers from Bulgaria, says I see dead bodies. Marcus says Ten Hag's lost the plot. If we lose, it's on the manager, says Kanye. Well, look. I don't really get why you'd take Mainu off. I don't get that. The Mainu one is the one. The Rasmus one, look, try something different. But the Mainu one, I just don't get it. Don't get that. McTominay's not playing as the striker, Mr. Darkside. I'm sorry for sending you down that alleyway, but of course he's not playing as a striker because Ahmad's on, isn't he? So McTominay will go into the midfield. Eriksen's playing as the 6. Look, if it works, this is why he's the manager. If it doesn't work, he'll get criticised. He'll get criticised, won't he? Maguire winner incoming, says Amir. I hope so. I hope so. A lot of people saying Bruno's been brud. Wheelbarrow says he's killed the atmosphere with those subs. It's dangerous when you make a substitute. Look, the manager must choose the team, but it's dangerous when you make substitutions that the good save from the keeper. It's dangerous when you make substitutions that the crowd don't react to because you're attacking the Stretford end and you want the crowd to get behind it. So it's dangerous. It's brave. If it works, then we'll all have to say you got it right. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I think that I would do those substitutions in any way, shape or form. I just hope it works. United on the attack again. It feels like a bloody marathon, this. Every game watching United at the moment is like a bloody marathon, isn't it? It is. It really is. "20 minutes to go. Thanks for the follow, Colin. Leipzig are beating Dortmund 4-1, so see you later. Look, I've watched the game, I've played the game enough to know that sometimes you can do something with your striker that people don't agree with. But it's the Mainu one. The Mainu one doesn't make any sense. He's 18 years of age. He's got energy to burn. And why would you take him off and keep Eriksen as your holding midfielder who looks like he's ready to retire? That's the one for me. I just don't get. And I wouldn't have took Rasmus off, but as I said, I've seen people do stuff with strikers before that you don't necessarily agree with. But the Mainu one, I just don't get it. Same subs that cost us Chelsea, Liverpool, Coventry. If this goes wrong, it's on him, says Yark. And Zuna says, I can't really understand it either. It's stressful, so watchers, says Robert. Andrew says, I support the manager, but his substitutes are baffling. I think we're just all in that agreement that those substitutions are strange. But if he wins the game, I'll judge it at 90 minutes. And we need to win it, of course. Another corner. He's given a goal kick. Who's that prick at centre-back for Burnley celebrating a fucking goal kick? Oh, my God. The last defender that did that, mate, lost. Burnley. Celebrating a bloody goal kick. Rasmus doesn't do much. Is it to do with the system or should he be getting more involved? We are so stale. Well, Paul, it's all right saying he doesn't do much. He should have a fucking assist if Wan-Bissaka knew how to finish. Like, thanks for the follow, Santi. Mark, could you do a poll? Same manager but new players, or new manager but same players? I don't think anyone's voting for new manager and same players, are they? Surely. Believe in the subs, guys, says Navy. Look, I'm surprised by the subs, but I'm not going to pass judgment until full time, because how many times has that happened before? People moan about substitutions and then we win the game. So it's about winning the game. Rather, okay. 0-0 is the score, Merc. We're 70 subscribers away from 857,000. So click that button in the bottom right-hand corner and subscribe, please. Thank you, everybody. Remember, we've got player ratings coming for you soon as well. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. I think the best stage of this game for United was the first half an hour. I thought we played well in the first half an hour, and it's drifted ever since. Anthony, terrible pass. And it's not just the terrible pass, it's the fact that because it's so bad, they end up with a break. Like, I've mentioned this before, concentration and composure in the final third is not only essential for chances, it's also essential because if you give it away, you will get broken upon. God. Newcastle are winning 5-1 apparently. I'll let you know about that at the moment. How are Burnley dominating us when we've got 51% possession, by the way, and we've had more shots? I mean, look, Burnley might well end up winning this game, but let's not pretend that... let's not watch a different game. Surely Mason Mount comes on. Garnacho's all on his own here. Surely that's a penalty. I mean, he clearly trips him up. It clearly trips him up. You can see the contact. You can see where he trips him up. Not given. How is this team in the relegation zone, says Sid? Because they were fucking shit until about a month ago, that's why. Oh, come on, just win this fucking game. Please. Yeah, it is 5-0 to Newcastle. It doesn't really matter because their goal difference way better than ours anyway, but Wilson scored... I mean, they've got options, haven't they? Isaac, Wilson. Oh, some of the fucking shots we've taken today are absolutely incredible. I can't believe it. Tim in the chat just says, Mark touched some grass, mate. You're watching me on a stream in your spare time and you're telling me to touch grass when I'm watching the team I support. Fucking hell. Think before you type, you absolute twat. I like what you've done with your hair today. It's bent over. It's in that sort of period, like probably about 8 days after it's been cut. You know, Harry Maguire or Onana, man of the match, as Amir. I think Bruno's played well. I think Bruno's played well. But yeah, Onana in the first half, you can't deny he's played well. Maguire's had a good game. Player ratings, I did mention that, didn't I? I'll put it in the thing. Let's have a look. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. Links in the video description for you now. Where's McTominay? But this is the problem with McTominay. He comes on and I haven't fucking noticed him. So unless he scores a goal, I've been saying this to you for weeks. Like, no issue with McTominay coming on, but if he doesn't score, you don't notice him. It's true. Anthony! Get in! 1-0 to Manchester United! I'm so pleased for the lad. All the shit he has to put up with, and Anthony scores for United. I tell you what, it sort of came from, it must come from a mistake, but he's nearly crying here. He's so happy. He's missed so many chances, but we score, and it's Anthony, and I'm so pleased that we've got the goal, because I tell you what, this watch-along has been fucking painful. It's almost like I'm doing a Man City watch-along. The amount of negativity and anti-United bullshit in there, thank fuck for that, because that's what supporting United's all about, wanting us to bloody win. And it does just come from a bad back pass by, I think it's Sanderberg. Anthony runs through. He could have gone down, and it might have even been a red card if he had. But he does well here. He does actually well. It reminds me a little bit of Ahmad's goal against Liverpool, the way he's finished it in the bottom corner on his strong left foot. So pleased for him. 1-0 to United. Right, let's see if we can see this out now. Let's see if we can see it out. There's still what, 10 minutes to go. But I tell you what, he's an unlikely hero in this United side, and he's somebody that gets a lot of stick. I mean, the thing is that if that's Scott McTominay, Ericsson and is coming on, Amrabat's coming on for Ericsson. I forgot we even had Amrabat. What's going on at our football club? If that was Marcus Rashford, I'd be celebrating the same. If it's McTominay, I'd celebrate the same. What is going on at our football club? I'm reading the chat and I'm seeing names that have been with us for years going, fuck off, Anthony, and stuff like that. I'm like, what? What? Give your head a wobble. Like, what? What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? This is Manchester United winning a game. And the player that you don't like has scored, so you don't like it. Maybe don't give up on players. Maybe don't be so stubborn about players. Like, why can't you give him a bit of bloody credit? All right, he might not have been good in his first 2 years, but he scored a goal. Stop fucking... It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. What a shot while falling down. Please, United, keep the concentration, says Jerry. Well, look, there's plenty of time for Burnley to get back into this. The trouble is, if you nail your flag to the mast with a player and say you hate them and you don't like them and you think they're fucking shit, then when they score or turn it round, you have to dislike the goal. And I don't understand that. Any player I've been critical of, it's because they're not performing in a Man United shirt. The minute they perform in the shirt, they'll get the praise. And that's why I'll always enjoy Man United scoring a goal, because to me, it doesn't matter who it is. I hope Martial comes back and scores against Arsenal. What are you lot going to do then? What if Martial comes on against Arsenal and wins it 1-0 at the end? Oh, I can't celebrate that because I've given Martial so much shit and I don't like him. I'll be there. Fucking get in. Linear, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. Today's chat's very toxic, says Fudge. It's a long time since we don't do many 3 o'clocks on a Saturday, but for some reason, again, we've probably identified something in the psyche of football fans in a 3 o'clock game. I don't know what it is. Demo, thank you very much, says Anthony. Beryl says, and Ten Hag kept him on. Love you, Mark. Yeah. Spot on, Beryl. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I would have had him coming off. That's on the manager. Sack the Anthony hater, says Abhishek. Right, we've got to see this out now. Please do subscribe, by the way, and thanks for all the follows. I can't say the name of that follow because it's just symbols. I don't understand what they are. What if we beat Arsenal and City wins 4 titles, says Chris. Mate, I'd love Arsenal to win the league, but we're not going to be in a position against Arsenal where we can bend over and take it. And Man City are going to win the league anyway. I think the league could be over tomorrow. I've got a bad feeling that Spurs might do something. The league table at the moment, as much as I don't want to look at it, even with Newcastle winning, isn't too bad for us because we would still stay 3 points ahead of them. Their goal difference is something we're not going to do anything about. We do play Newcastle as well at Old Trafford in a couple of weeks. And Newcastle will beat us at the moment. Our only hope of beating Newcastle is getting some of the players back. What is Casemiro? It's like Casemiro is trying to... I don't know what Casemiro's doing half the time. These toxic fans must have a sad life if they can't even celebrate their own team scoring, says it's CJR. And what if we beat Arsenal and City wins 4th title? Yeah. I mean, look, I want Arsenal to win the league, but we can't put ourselves in a position. We might need that. Well, look, Arsenal will probably beat us anyway, won't they? Oh, he's going to give a penalty. They're going to give a penalty. I didn't realise they're going to give a penalty. He's going to give a penalty here. And Arna's gone through on somebody, apparently. He'll give a penalty. He's going to give a penalty. Yeah. That's a penalty. And you know why it's a penalty? Because Casemiro did something fucking unbelievable. That's on Casemiro. That's on Casemiro. Like, why is he heading that back to the goalkeeper in that position? I tell you what, Casemiro, over the last 6 weeks, that penalty against Coventry, he just does weird stuff. That's not on Onana. That's on Casemiro. Absolutely ridiculous. You get yourself into a winning position and, yeah. Inexplicable. Uh, 1-1. They've scored. So, you know, you work all the way to get back into the game and we instantly implode with a fucking idiotic decision. 1-1. How many penalties have we given up this season? I mean, I'm thinking back to the Chelsea game. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And this is what I mean. You know, Rafael Varane, Johnny Evans, Martinez, they ain't doing stupid shit like that. At 1-0 with 5 minutes to go, you got a free header and you try and head it back to your goalkeeper in a packed box. It's just idiotic. Idiotic. And people saying it's Onana's fault. He's got to try and win that header. He's got to try and catch that ball because Casemiro's headed it to him. He's got to. Madness. Absolutely madness. So 1-1. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Well, I say 1-1. We'll probably fucking heads drop and lose it now, won't we? Maybe will there be another chance? I don't know. Thanks for the follow, Jakey. Anthony into Ahmad, who's been very, you know, all this Ahmad stuff, he's been very, very quiet. Need a bit of composure in the final third here. Looking at a handball now. Ball to hand, though, I think it is. A pattern for United. Giving penalties in the last minutes of the game to lose or draw games, says Jim. Hoppy, welcome to Members Club. Well, that's a penalty again. Another penalty not for us. Exactly the same as the semi-final last week. It's madness at this stage. It's just absolute madness. That is exactly the same as what happened to Wan-Bissaka last week. They get a penalty. We don't the next week. It's just mad. It's exactly the same. His hand's out. People saying it's ball to hand. His hand is out. And it hits him on the hand. Just the same as Wan-Bissaka's. There is no difference between the Burnley one there and what happened to Wan-Bissaka in the FA Cup semi-final. Apart from we don't get one. Like, what's the rules? What are the rules? He's got to pass. You've got to pass, mate. Why is the referee stopped the play to give a yellow card when Ahmad's got it on the right-hand side? Why are you playing on? Why are you playing on? Why aren't you playing on? Ronaldo 7, forget the stats. Onana is the worst player ever. Casemiro decision was bad, but that's on Onana. Isn't the first time Onana has done this, as Ronaldo number 7. We've been absolutely robbed here. Mounts on for McTominay. It's disgusting at this stage. Absolutely disgusting. We're nearly at full time, by the way. We have look, you know, we have been robbed. I mean, Burnley's penalty, I was always going to be a penalty. I'm not going to lie, but we've been robbed there. Like that is just no different to the Wan-Bissaka penalty last week, and to not have it and then have it happen to you twice, it's just fucking wrong. McTominay's gone off injured, by the way, with his knee, so I think he's probably done for the season as well, which is a worry for him because it's the Euros. Thanks for the follow, August. Well, Burnley are on the attack at the moment. Thanks everyone who's tuned in. Make sure you subscribe if you're on YouTube, and give us a follow on TikTok. Bruno, for fuck's sake, mate. Well, you know, you look at that and you go, does Odegaard miss that pass? You know, people tell me that Bruno's as good as Odegaard. I mean, that should have been a one-on-one. We should be scoring from there. We should be scoring there. And Bruno's passing's been good today, but he had the chance to play in Ahmad one-on-one, and he doesn't make the pass. Happy 20th to Jamie. Thank you, Jack. Oh, I think that's it now. I think we're done. A minute to go. Unless they can get a winner, I don't think we've got a goal in us. I wouldn't be surprised if Burnley have got one. Good save by Onana again. I don't like this referee. I know it comes across as salty, but I was watching a game the other day and he was refereeing, and it wasn't a United game. I don't like this John Brooks. I think he's shit. And he's got a bad reputation amongst Premier League fans who are not United fans as well. He's a very bad referee, unfortunately. Bounty Hunter says he'll take a draw. It's going to be a draw. I will blame the referee because it's a fucking penalty. 100%. That's a handball. I don't care. I don't really care about your opinion. It's my opinion, but 100% that is a penalty. That is a handball. Like I watched my team concede a handball at Wembley on Aaron Wan-Bissaka for exactly the same thing. So I don't know what warped brain you're living in that, you know, that actually happened last week. Like, that was a penalty. We saw it. It hit Wan-Bissaka's hand and gave a penalty. Oh, blow the fucking whistle. I don't know how we've not won this game today. I really don't. I don't know how we've not won it. Let's have a look at the stats. "27 shots to 16 and 10 on target. Referee has blown the whistle. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. I just do not know how we haven't won that game of football today. I mean, they've scored because of a penalty, which is on Casemiro and completely unacceptable, but we should have won that game. We should have won it. There's no two ways about it. And I'm fuming with the refereeing again. But look, I talk about this in relation to Wolves, in relation to Brighton, in Arsenal, Liverpool. The officiating in this country is shit. And people won't accept it because they let rivalry get in the way. And it's coming to a club near you. And even if you don't think it's a penalty because you want the manager to get sacked, next season, with the manager you want, these decisions will still keep happening. Like, I don't get why people can't look past personal stubbornness. We saw a penalty last week for the same thing given against us, and people are sat there going, nah, it's not a penalty, Mark, because I hate United, or it's not a penalty, Mark, because I hate Ten Hag. It's a fucking penalty. Like, screw your head on. Stop being so agenda-driven. I think it's a penalty for Wolves. Not Wolves. It should have been a penalty for Wolves on the opening day. That's a penalty for Burnley. I haven't even moaned about it. 100% penalty for Burnley. No issue with it. It's a penalty. People might, red tinted glasses, they might say, no, that is a penalty for Burnley. I've got to live with it. It's Casemiro's fault. But it's also a penalty for us for the handball. It's blatant. His hand is out. It hits his hand. It stops the cross. It's a penalty. Just the same as Wan-Bissaka. It's disgusting. Absolutely fucking disgusting. And I tell you what, I'm going to talk about it at the start of the match reaction as well. And I hope some genius clips it and tags in fucking Howard Webb. Because it's fucking ridiculous. I've had enough of it. It's fucking joke. Absolute disgrace.